Yeah, for that to happen, the dollar will need to have broken this trend line here, which is from the one. I'll just go to the one out to show you quickly. Here, okay. The dollar will need to have broken, yeah, this trend line, and then yeah, for if we expect Euro USD to move up, retest, and then there. So that's my analysis for that. GBP USD, honestly speaking, I don't have a clue what to do here. I don't know what's happening exactly, so I have no analysis there. But for my EU as well, last week I did mention, that was the last thing I mentioned on Thursday, that market should come into this block here, and we do look for longs here. So I would want market to go long, but then again, I want dollar to be strong. I'm not really making any sense, but it's not really what I want market to do is what market actually does. Last week I was thinking market will come here, show some bullish momentum, and we move up. It has shown some bullish momentum, but like I said, it needs to break there, come back to retest this. So the pattern is broken, and now we're looking for longs. If not, if it takes this, I'm looking to short probably down to last month's low. Simple as that. GJ is probably the best, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is, I'm just going to weekly. This is GJ weekly, just been going up, down, up, down, up, down in a bullish trend. What market? One thing to notice here is market failed to take 147,500 once, twice, three times, right? When it did take it, it retested it once, twice. Okay, um, before it's pushed up, but we're still the way GJ seems to be moving is we tend to be in a range, retest the lows, retest the highs of the range before we break out. And that's what we're seeing here. We're on this range between 152,500 and 147,500. Market has come, failed to break this, break this. We fall back down to retest this region we just broke out of. We've come back, failed to break this again, come back to retest. Now we fail to break it again. We're getting the same indecision patterns here, okay, when it comes to candlesticks. So I do think market should be bearish. Okay, and it also looks like the highs has been taken. Okay, this is a stop trade into this. Okay, but one thing to remember, this was a stop trade into this as well. So the highs of this range and the lows of this range have been taken. Based on the candlestick pattern I'm seeing, I do think GJ will be bearish. This is my plan for it. Um, yeah, so this is the stop trade here. This is my plan for it. I'll just go onto the forward quickly. Yeah, I would want market to break this area here, this trend line. Okay, first of all, once we break this trend line, I will look for retest into this block here. Okay, this here is not actually a block, this is just a zone. But for me, blocks and zones are pretty much the same thing. The reason that why I drew this region here is there's a lot of struggle here. We've struggled here once, twice, three times, and it's when I see small struggles like this where it's quite choppy, market tends to do something crazy around there. I've just seen it a couple of times. So if market does break this TL, okay, and we do retest anywhere here, I'm quite sure market should fall down to at least here. Okay, if we go, then if we break the monthly properly, then we could be going lower again. The range is all the way down here, so long term, if we do get bearish bias, like if it breaks and comes back, I do think we could get there long term, but short term, my target would be there. Okay, now there's a possibility we're not bearish. Maybe that candlestick is to trick us, and the reason I say so is because we have taken the lows of that of this of the range again on that I mentioned. Okay, so for me, for market, if I want to trade up, okay, I don't actually know what exactly. What I will probably do is, yeah, I would wait for a convincing move above this region. I would mark out. I would go to the 1 hour here. Okay, I'd mark out this block here. And the reason I will show you why I chose this region here. 1 second. I'll mark out this region right here, the top. This is where the stop trade went into. Okay. Um, the reason I went to the 1 hour instead of just marking out using this candle. I don't like massive blocks. I'll just use a zone instead. That's just me. What I would want a convincing move above this region. Okay, just so it's not another stop trade into head. Okay, and if I get that, I want a convincing retest, and not that's not enough. I want weakness in the retest before I decide to long it. Targets would just be the next zone above that, which should be 155. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, so that's what I would do for a bullish move. If I wanted to scalp on GJ, because GJ is good for scalping, um if I'm getting a lot of bearish indecision, mostly on the lower time frame since it's scalping, um, around here where we are, I will probably long it to the highs of here. Okay, possibly when we go above 152, if you go to the 15-minute, look for a decent scalp entry. I'll probably long it all the way up to here if you want to play it. But that's it for me. Euro AUD. Oh yeah, two things. I don't really know. Let me just check what I wrote down. I don't know what I put here. Oh, weekly correction bears. If they're gonna short, most of original short for okay. With the higher that is supposed to be working. Okay, I don't have a clue what I wrote down, but let's see if I can understand it. For Euro AUD, for me, this is a common sense Wyckoff. Okay, when I say common sense, it's just clear to see. This is accumulation, this is reaccumulation. We've moved up. I expect a correction, so I'm bearish straight away off the bat. Okay, but we could be bullish because the correction may not happen here. But for now, just based on that, I'm bearish. Okay, and if you check the candlestick on the weekly, there's indecision. I just want to make the video short. What I'm thinking, just go to the forward chart quickly. What I'm thinking is this: I want if I want market to be bearish, right? Yeah, we're struggling around here, this region here. This is just a zone here, yeah. Okay. Um, I want market if we go above here and we retest it, I might take a trade. For me, it would be a scalp, right? Because I will just take it onto the highs here because I want to stop trade to cancel this for me to be sure we're gonna go bearish. If I get I will scalp if it goes above and retest, right, all the way here. If we do take these highs, okay, convincingly, and we start seeing bearish bias, I will be looking to short from down here, okay, all the way down to here. Okay. On the other hand, if we get a rejection off here, okay, you could scalp down to here, but I wouldn't do it. But yeah, I'll wait for market to break this region here. This is just a zone. Retest it, and I will short there. So those are my two buys. With USD CAD is the same thing I said last week. I'm not in the trade anymore, but the only reason I left because I already reached my target last week, and yeah, I just don't like holding things for a long period of time. It's just not me. But I have no bias change. I do think market will still hit the take profit. The 1.27 will struggle around here, but I still think we will get there. That's my only thing for USD CAD. Will I re-enter? I don't know. But yeah, I've not done other pairs, but that's all I have now. Oh yeah, gold as well. For gold, I marked out I won't go to the weekly, but I marked out this region here because we see choppiness here around this range. We see choppiness here. We see choppiness here. And I marked out these ranges because it's always around here that we see choppiness. So I marked it out and I just marked it out with these orange lines. So I expect some choppiness here. If we take the low of this range, I want a retest of it. Not even maybe not even a retest. As soon as we take it, I will probably short gold down to here. But dollar needs to be, since they're inversely correlated, dollar needs to have broken this. Okay, maybe okay. So we know it's moving up. On the other hand, if we go back up, I won't touch gold. But when I say short, I won't actually touch gold because I really don't trade gold. But that's what I'm expecting. Yep, and that's basically it for me.